What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to evaluate Todd Valentine's cold approach skills. I wanted to make this video for a while because quite often in the comments, people always say, oh, what do you think about Todd Valentine? He's like the godfather of game. His cold approach skills are like some next level shit. He has some Jedi move that gets the girls' panties wet and all this shit. So I wanted to really break down some of his infield clips and give you guys my honest perspective on whether he really is as good as some people make him out to be. Alright, so we're going to play 3 different pieces of infield that exists of Todd V doing some cold approach on YouTube. These were picked completely random. I did not cherry pick ones to just suit a specific narrative. There's only 2 biases that I want to mention. First is that I picked infields that were a bit on the shorter side because if I pick, 20, 30-minute infields, then this would be a very long breakdown. And secondly, I wanted to pick approaches from a variety of situations. So the first one's going to be him approaching a girl by herself. The second one's going to be him approaching a 2-set. And the third one's going to be him approaching a girl who's with a guy. And we're going to see how he handles himself in a variety of different situations so we can take a more comprehensive look at his game. Before we jump into the infield, I do have one ask though. If you guys are enjoying the content on this channel, you want to see more of these breakdowns, more layer reports, more good stuff, then do me a favor and smash the subscribe button, because if you don't, Rego will get very pissed off. All right, with that aside, let's jump into the infield. So this is going to be the first one, him approaching a girl by herself.
Hey. Hi. I'm sorry, you look absolutely compelling. Todd.
I'm waiting for.
So that's actually his opener. He opens her with, hi, you look absolutely compelling, Todd. So he's doing semi-direct. So indirect would be saying like, hi, do you know where the bus station is? Which is basically what How to Beast does. I kind of went over that in my breakdown of his game. Going very direct would be, hey, you're really hot and I want to say hi. He's going semi-direct, which is the approach I actually advocate myself. For beginners, I always advocate to go direct, but then when you get better, you can go semi-direct. The only thing that I can critique here is that I feel Todd adds a lot of unnecessary fanciness and overgaminess to his approaches, right? So he says, so you look absolutely compelling. I would just say, hey, you look really cute and I want to meet you. So I try to keep things as simple as possible. It's pretty evident that Todd is a very intelligent guy. I think the trap that intelligent people fall into sometimes is that they try to show off their brain and it just comes off as try hard. So let's see how this plays out.
I expect that. I expect someone as lovely as your first appearance suggests will have friends.
You were good.
So here he does something interesting. He holds her hand for an extended period of time. I actually kind of like that. It's a good way to add sexual tension to the conversation. It's a good way to semi-indirectly show intent. The only thing I would criticize here is that I would say he holds it to the point of where it becomes almost awkward. I would have let go a little bit earlier, but with that aside, I do think his intent was quite good.
I have no idea what you mean by that. Apparently at this moment I'm talking to you. We're going to grab a drink in a little bit, but what is your story quickly before you hurt your friend and vanish from my life forever?
Wow. My story quickly is that I'm visiting from California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how long are you here?
Tomorrow is when I leave.
So actually, this is really good. I give him credit for that. So she says that she's visiting from California, and right away he says, when are you leaving? So he recognizes that logistics could be an issue here, and he tries to figure out what's going on, which is something I highly advocate. Like, you always, especially when the girl's in out of town, want to figure out her logistics quickly. Because if she's flying out in 2 hours, then this whole interaction is going to be a waste of time.
What are your plans for tonight? We need to make it exciting.
Yeah. Going out with my friends. I used to live here, so.
Okay. Your friends should join my friends, because that's the only way that I'm going to get to meet you well.
Where are you guys going?
Yeah, so here what he's doing is called the social close. So there's different ways you can close. And the social close is basically when you're like, yeah, let's go out, your friends and my friends. I used to do this a lot back in college, right? Before I was confident, I used to do a lot of like, yeah, let's go out and party tonight. Yeah, my friends are doing this, you should join. The problem with that, it's a really good way to get a girl's phone number. It's a really good way to even potentially get the girl out. The problem is that these closes almost never lead to sex. So the social closes are like a crutch, and they're really not effective at all when it comes to actually hooking up and sleeping with a girl, because what's going to happen is this. First of all, it's even not likely to pan out, because what's going to happen is when she goes home and says to her friends, hey, yeah, even if she even brings it up, yeah, this guy I met, wants to, invite us out with his friends, and the girl's going to be like, oh, you know this guy? No, he just approached me. Oh, he approached you on the street? That's weird. What if he's weird? It's our last night in town. Let's just go out with the girls, and they're going to talk her out of it. What I would have done in this situation is the opposite. I would have gone even more sexual if I found out it was her last night in town and I was determined to meet up with her. I would be like, listen, it's your last night in town. Let's have some fun. Let's hang out before you go out with your friends or after you hang out with your friends. His best bet would have been to build a shitload of sexual tension and get her out solo, either before or after she goes out with her friends.
Maybe LES, maybe meatpacking. We'll figure it out. I know a couple promoters, so we'll see what they have. And
yeah, I was gonna head to meatpacking. I think we're just gonna keep it mellow in like East Village area.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Let's do this. Why don't? Where in California are you? LA or San Francisco?
So he's about to run a routine. He was just about to propose plans, and he's like, "Wait, are you from LA or San Francisco?" I know which. I think he's going to do like a routine, like, "Oh, LA girls are this, blah blah blah." But then he recognizes that it's not really appropriate for the situation. He drops it, which I will give him props for calibrating his approach and like not being so stuck in one path.
Closer to San Francisco.
Where?
Here we have an extra long privacy blur. Like, what the fuck is she saying right now?
Yeah, and I travel out there a lot, but I usually stay in like, because I do work out there. So
You live here though?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a public speaker. Okay. So I technically don't work here. I technically work everywhere.
Yeah, he's kind of pussyfooting around his job. I used to do this about 2-3 years ago. I used to say, "Oh, I'm a public speaker. I'm a this or that. I'm an entrepreneur." Now I just say I'm a sex and dating coach, and saying that is a lot more powerful. So my style is to go a lot more direct and just blunt, and I find it works a lot more effective. It's more polarizing, and the chicks either love it or hate it, but they're not going to be neutral.
And then I come back here to like have fun between periods of work, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah. Here's the place to have fun. That's what I'm back here for this week, just to mess around and then I'm back.
So can I entice you to come?
So here, actually, he misses a good opportunity. She says, "That's why I'm here to mess around." And be like, "Really? How's the messing around going?" Right? So I would have made a play on words there and be like, "Well, listen, I'm going to help you mess around." Like something along the lines of that, to touch on that. Again, she said she's here to have fun, so you want to build on that frame instead of going for the social close.
Back.
Entice me to come back where?
Here.
Oh, eventually I'm going to be back.
I mean, not like this street corner. I'd prefer that the next time we hang out, we do it like, inside somewhere sort of like posh and relatively like nice. Yeah. I prefer to not meet girls on the street, but I didn't have a choice in your case, and you seem worth it.
Thank you. I have actually never been approached on the street. So.
Really?
Well, normally I don't hang out on street corners.
Here he misses a good opportunity again. So she says, "I've never been approached on the street." So I would have used that to sexualize a little bit more. I've been like, "Oh, so I guess I'm taking your being approached on the street virginity. I'm taking your street approach virginity," right? So that adds a little humor and sexuality to the interaction. But he kind of like goes in a side direction here.
I try to avoid that.
It's good. I appreciate that. That certainly excludes certain professions for you, which I appreciate. It's good. At least if you do them, you do them well.
No, I'm rolled out.
That was really bad. Let's do this. Why don't?
So here it kind of skips, which is a little weird, but let's just give Todd the benefit of the doubt and assume it was like a privacy thing or just a technical error.
Mary B just sent you a text message.
She talks to me way too much.
Please don't tell.
This is a way too over-exaggerated laugh. Like, that joke really wasn't funny. She talks to me way too much. This is really not that funny. I would have been like, "Oh, cool, you want me to tell her to fuck off?" Like, I would have probably like gone, one step above that. She'd be like, "No, haha, no, don't." Like, "Oh, I can text her something for you if you want." Like, she'd be like, stop, give me my phone back.
Tell her that.
She's my neighbor back at home.
So, is there any reason for the city other than just to visit right now, or?
No, not right now. I hadn't been back for a couple months, so I just moved back out of here in December, so just missed everyone. Wanted to see everyone I worked with and all my friends.
You can tell she's like a little antsy, and that could be for two reasons. One is that she is kind of intimidated by Todd and she likes him. I don't think that's the case. I think she's antsy just because she just wants to get her phone back because he's kind of holding it for an extended period of time, but it could go either way.
Love it. I will let you know where we end up later tonight.
Okay. Sounds good.
So you're off of school right now, or what's your deal?
Well, I'm going back to school in the fall. I'm out of school temporarily. No,
You're
for
a
the
fashion.
semester.
That explains the elegant appearance.
I love the random old lady who's just smoking a cigarette and watching this approach. She's like, "Back in my days in Vietnam, the guy who used to approach me, now I'm old and decrepit, no one approaches me anymore. I can watch this young man run a game."
I'm moving back to California.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, let me know where you go. I'll let you know where we go and whatever.
So this is basically the close. You let me know where you go, I'll let you know where we go, and whatever, right? So he got her number, yes. And she's not, like, no girl is going to be like, yeah, Todd, this guy's weird, he's creepy. No, Todd comes off as a cool social guy. The problem is that this interaction lacks any kind of sexual tension, any kind of polarity, and there's really isn't much intent. The only intent I saw in the beginning is when Todd held her hand for an extended period of time, but there's none of that, like, hey, like, I want to fuck this shit out of you type of undertone. It just doesn't exist. It's like, yeah, you let me know where you go. It's more like just like, you know, like, yeah, we can party together. I need friends, you need friends, that type of thing. And again, the problem with that is that kind of frame seldom leads to sex. It more leads to you becoming friends with a girl.
All right, sounds good. Yes, lovely to meet you.
You as well. Hopefully, I will always, forever be the cutest, best man. No, actually, maybe not. If you ever meet a cuter,
I hear what I know.
If you ever meet a cuter, better man than me on the street, marry him instantly. But it doesn't exist.
And the problem is also he comes off a little feminine. He's like, if you meet a cuter, handsomer man, like, it's just a little bit like feminine again, which lacks the strong masculine polarity that, you know, usually leads to good results.
So, I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry to have ruined street for you ever.
I guess this is it, then, huh?
It's a lot of pressure.
Well, you put it on yourself. All right, my friend, she's across the street.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use it.
All right.
So it's kind of like a weak like ending as well. It's like just like a tap on the shoulder. Okay, I'll see you later. So yeah, he got her number, but this number is very, very unlikely to lead to anything besides potentially him becoming Facebook or Instagram buddies with a girl. All right, let's jump to the next clip. So this is gonna be the 2 second.
Hey. Oh my god! Whoa, okay. That's a little, hey, whoa, hold on.
So here he makes a pretty rookie mistake and he scares the shit out of the girls by approaching them from the back. And I'm actually surprised Todd did this because I think he definitely knows better than that. I would never approach girls from the back like that or approach from the side because if you scare the shit out of the girl, you're starting, you know, way below like the curve and then you have to make up for it. I will give him credit. He does salvage the situation really well. That's basically the optimal way to handle the situation if you do scare the shit out of the girls with what he's about to do next.
Hold on. That was a little extreme.
So what's good is he gets in the middle of them and he catches up.
Hey, you are? I didn't catch your name. I just caught the shriek. I'm sorry. Who are you? Nice to meet you.
So I will give him credit. He does salvage that situation well. It could have been avoided if he just approached from the side. You definitely don't want to scare the shit out of girls.
Like jumping 3 feet in the air aside, I thought you guys had really elegant looks about you, and I wanted to come say hi to you.
So again, this is the semi-direct. You guys had really elegant looks about you. I'm just, yeah, it's kind of like pussyfooting, but that's fine. That's really not the problem. It's more what happens after that.
You guys, because you looked very classy and posh. And then you took that whole classy and posh thing and went 3 feet in the air with it, which was...
Get the fuck out of me. Too much going on in this world.
Really? Right, okay,
We haven't seen each other in a long time, so we were like around all day.
Okay, hey, stop 2 seconds though, because I have to go soon, but stop 2 seconds and talk to the cute boy, okay? Just because.
So this I'm not a fan of. Stop and talk to the cute boy. You never want to refer to yourself as the cute boy. You're a man. You're not a fucking boy. So yeah, this is kind of not really good wordage.
Who are you? But you see how like they just have so much nervous energy. They just can't stop giggling because of that nervous energy that's pent up in them.
I kind of agree with that. They do have kind of a nervous energy. I probably would have made a joke. I would have been like, are you guys high as fuck right now? And they would have been like, no, haha. So I probably would have addressed it more. But yeah, I do agree with his assessment.
Freaking me out now, okay? Like, seriously, take a breath. It's okay, I promise.
Sweating. You're making me so...
Another thing I want to point out that he does well is he stops the girls. Because if he kept walking with them, at a certain point it would get weird because the girl's like, is he going to follow us home? So what he does correctly here is that he gets the conversation started because if he had tried to stop them right after he scared them, they wouldn't have stopped. So he catches up, he builds a little rapport, and then he stops them. So that is actually, you know, well done.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. I know I'm, you know, very overwhelming and stuff, but
Wow, we really caught your eye this much, huh?
You know, I'm down for adventure.
Where are you
Why not?
from? Are you visiting?
Am I visiting? Do you have an accent?
Yeah.
I live here now. I just moved to New York, actually.
You just
Very
moved
new.
here? Where
Yeah.
about?
I'm in the East Village at the moment.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to be in this village.
Fair enough. Like,
What do you
and
do?
it's actually like more like Chinatown.
I'm gonna play a game of 21 questions. What do you do?
What do I do?
So here, one thing I want to point out, his body language is not terrible, but it's kind of subpar. Like here, this is the chick that he should have picked as his target. This is going to be another problem. He doesn't pick one girl. He tries to do, again, the social close. The problem with that is these chicks are friends, clearly. So if he gets both of their phone numbers, doesn't show intent, they're going to be like, wait, was he interested in me or you? And they're going to be like, well, we don't want to fuck up our friendship over this guy because he didn't make his intentions clear. So we're just kind of, it's kind of weird type of situation. So he has to pick a girl, unless he's trying to go for the threesome, which he's not. And, you know, frankly, he doesn't have the game for it. Very few people do. It's pretty hard to approach two girls on the street by yourself and pull a threesome out of it. Like, I can't even really do it. But anyway, so yeah, so here, this was his chance. This girl is asking him questions, so she's showing a little bit more interest, the brunette. With the body language, he really needs to square up with her, which he's not doing, and have that strong laser eye contact, where he's almost like kind of looking down on her, right? Which he's not really doing. He's kind of like standing like this and looking around. So not terrible, but far from good body language.
Okay, let's walk and talk. We're in a cage.
Oh my god, really?
Yes,
Stay 2
we
seconds,
are.
seriously, because I have
Yes,
stay
we
2 seconds,
are.
seriously, because I have to go
We are.
too. Okay, how do you guys know each other? You guys are super adorable together.
So this is actually, he does this well. So they say walk with us, and if he did that, that would be a death sentence. He says, no, stay for 2 seconds. So this is the right call from a technical perspective.
I want to have like a collective crush. I actually wasn't even gonna. I have this policy of trying not to get sexual with people in the first 2 minutes of knowing them. I try and actually get to know a person first. I know it's an old-fashioned
really
thing.
inappropriate. We are in a huge rush that we have to.
So I've been like, ooh, I like inappropriate girls. So I would have rewarded that answer, right? So again, my style still add a lot more sexual tension and sexuality to the interaction and show a lot more intent.
So you're English. What are you?
American.
You're American.
Irish.
Okay. Irish, English.
Yes.
Are you American or Irish?
I'm Irish, but I'm from America.
Okay. So I do want to have a crush on the both of you. You guys are very cool.
I want to have on the crush on the both of you, not showing intent. He has to pick a girl. So I would have, you know, possibly even put my arm around the brunette and been like, we're cute together, right? Like, I have a crush on your friend. Do you approve of us? But you have to pick a girl. You can't just have a crush on both of them, because that just leads to nothing. Or it leads to a social close, which ultimately leads to nothing.
Thank you.
You have feisty expressions though. Like, she's like full trouble.
So you can see the blonde is trying to drag the brunette away. I would have playfully called that out. I've been like, why are you trying to drag her away from me? We're in love, right? So again, like, I'm not opposed. Like, I like Todd's style of being kind of like cheeky and witty. I do that shit too, but it lacks directness, right? And he needs to address the fact that the blonde is trying to drag the brunette away. And the brunette is clearly the one who's more into him.
Oh my god, this is happening.
So what's this premiere for?
Try back out. I don't really honestly have
I
to look
understand,
at
I
it.
understand,
Your
I
hands
understand.
are so
So
much
here's the
thinner
deal.
than mine.
I'll
Yes.
pick you, feisty face. Okay, so look, I wish I had more than 30 seconds to actually properly get to know you guys, because you do seem quite fun and interesting. So what I want to do is I want you guys to come out and have a drink with me and my friends at some point.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, we'll give you.
Now, is this a strong close? I want you guys to come out and have a drink with me and my friends at some point. Again, social close. It's going to lead to a high compliance rate in terms of getting the girl's phone number, but it's going to lead to a low rate of you actually banging the girl, right? So that's the problem with these social closes. They're a good way of getting the girl's phone number, but it's kind of like, because then ultimately if you do try to bang the girl on the day, it's like, whoa, this was like the cool social guy. Why is he actually trying to get laid, right? Like, I thought he was just the social guy, so that's the problem.
Your number.
Okay, well, we'll do that.
Yo, what's your name?
Todd.
Nice to meet you, Todd.
One second.
He's laughing way too much also.
So much shouting in this. I really. Yeah, there's so much shouting in this.
Okay, so here he basically grabs one of their phone numbers, and yes. So again, this is another number close that's not going to lead to anything. Like, at best, he's going to be able to meet up for a social drink with these girls, but he's still going to have to basically, at that point, if he wants to get laid, he's going to have to run game from scratch. At that point, it's going to be like almost nothing, because again, he hasn't shown any intent. It's basically a social close. So is there some good techniques in this infield? Yeah, absolutely. Like the fact that, you know, he stopped the girls, that he recovered from scaring them. There's some definitely things you can learn from this. But in terms of the overall vibe, I think it definitely lacks strong masculine intent. Let's take a look at the last one.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You look highly elegant.
Really?
Really?
So again, semi-direct opener. He pretty much does the same thing in every approach, which is fine. I mean, I do something very similar in most of my approaches too. You look highly elegant, so this is the semi-direct style.
You do actually, Todd. That was quite the Hi.
This is actually so far the best reaction. Like, this chick seems the most interested out of all the 3 infields we played. And this is interesting because she's with a guy, so we're gonna see how he handles this.
Hey, how you doing? How are you doing? I was about to pull out a chair into your skateboard. I assume you guys are friends. Nice to meet you. Todd. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Very good to meet you.
Yeah.
I actually really like this. He handles the situation perfectly. I would say I couldn't have done anything better. So he does several things here there well. One is he does not get intimidated by the guy. He does not make a big deal out of it. 2 is he almost like makes a joke. He's like, yeah, I was gonna pull up a chair, but then I saw your skateboard. Like, he's almost kind of like, I don't know, like kind of like shooting the shit with him in a way, like kind of like, yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're cock blocking me with this cute girl, even though they're together. And 3, the big thing is that he assumes they're friends, which is powerful. So if he assumes that, if he's like, oh, is this your boyfriend? Then the guy could lie and be like, yeah, that's my girlfriend, right? And the girl could play along with it. And, you know, okay, then he loses on potential lead. But if he says it's the friend and it's actually the boyfriend, he'll correct him. And if it's not, then, you know, she won't correct him, right? So it's always better to just assume the guy is the friend.
Are you local?
I am for the moment. I'm here for this month.
Nice.
So yeah, for just a little bit. Where you guys?
For a little bit too.
And notice how now the guy bounced out of the set, so now it's just him and the girl. So this part, in terms of handling the cock block, potential cock block, that was well handled.
Where you guys headed right now?
We gotta go to the mansion. My sister works there. Oh, we're going home.
Here I would have made a little joke. I've been like, what, the Playboy Mansion?
Fair enough. We're actually going there later tonight, but like late night though. Like for like the yeah. Are you gonna be there for shit? You gonna be there in a little bit, or are you just for a little?
Just for a little bit.
Okay. Let's say, would you go out a bit?
Yeah.
All right. I'll get in touch with you. I'm not in town that long.
Right.
But I'll give you a ring, let you know what's
Yeah.
up. Is that cool?
So that's the problem. I'll give you a ring, let you know what's up. Like, almost like I'm the promoter. Now he's basically doing the social close again. And I'm gonna say this: like, if you're a promoter where you're basically getting paid to bring girls to the venue where you work at, then the social close is actually good. You want to do more of that, and then you sleep with a small percentage of the girls that come through. Unless you're a promoter or you're like in that exclusive category, then you do not want to do the social close, because again, like I keep saying, it's not going to lead to you actually hooking up with a girl. So he handled the AMOG well, but again, this was the opportunity for him after the guy leaves to show intent. I would probably even make a remark, I've been like, oh, I think your friend left you with me, so I guess you're all mine now. Something like that, along that line, and show more intent. Been like, can you lift up your sunglasses? I want to see those fucking sexy eyes. There we go. Fucking look at that. And again, you want to show more intent than this. So the social close, yes, he's going to get the girl's number. Is it going to lead to anything? Probably not.
1 second.
Here, just give me your number and then I'll
Text it?
shoot you a text. Yeah.
Works. That's faster anyway.
Right. What is it?
And then you add the contacts.
And then like once we're all getting ready, I'll shoot you a text to what you're doing.
Sure.
Just call.
Okay, call it right now. That works.
So this is pretty funny because he does. I like this though. She says, "Let me give me your number and I'll text you." And he doesn't like directly go against. He's like, "No, let me get your number," which would be the second best choice, but he does the first best. So he's like, "Oh, cool." And he just gets her phone and he calls himself, which is like a smoother way of actually ensuring that you get her number, which is that's a get. So no one can fault Todd for not having technique. Like, he definitely has all the little techniques down.
That's the best. Give it a second to go through.
Okay. And my
Awesome.
name
I got that.
Okay.
Of course. Pleasure.
is, yeah, my thing is like glitches.
That's what
Todd?
happens.
Okay.
So here I would have said that's what she said.
You should have got me.
Let's see. I hate my phone.
I'll shoot you a text
I think I
right
do.
now.
I think I have it.
I'll shoot you a text right now.
Perfect. I'll catch you later tonight.
Okay, and this ends in like a very weak handshake. There's no hug, there's no kiss. It's just like a little thing. So again, is this girl gonna be like, oh my god, this hot guy approached me and I really want to fuck him? No, she's gonna be like, oh, I think some guy wants to party. We should all go out because he seems fun, right? Which again, as I keep saying, is very unlikely to lead to you actually hooking up with a girl. All right, so the overall conclusion here is that there's certain things that Todd does really well. He's really good at stopping the girls. He's really good at being the cool, normal, social guy. He's really good at coming off non-threatening. He's good at handling various little situations, like when, if he scares the girl or when the girls try to leave, and doing all these little gamey techniques. He's pretty good at that, and you would hope that he would be because he's been in the game for over a decade, right? So he's got all the game stuff down stat. I think there are two main problems with this game. The first one is he's overly gamey and overly fancy. He's clearly a very intelligent guy. The problem that intelligent people fall into is they sometimes want to show off their intelligence, and they, you can see that he's just using a lot of fancy vocab words like of the day, and okay, that's going to just quite often just come off try hard to women. You want to keep things as simple as possible. You don't get bonus points for overcomplicating the situation. In fact, quite often, it works against you. I think the second, even bigger issue with Todd's game is that it lacks a strong man-to-woman masculine frame. It completely lacks that. He never really sexualizes the interaction. He never really shows intent. You never get that feel like, yeah, this guy wants to fuck their girl. It's more just like, yeah, it's cool, we're gonna go out. He always does the social close. At least that's what I saw in these 3 pieces of Infield. And I know this close very well because this is a style I used to use in college. It's really good at getting you a bunch of phone numbers. It's really bad at actually getting you laid, as I keep mentioning. All right, hopefully you guys found this breakdown valuable. If you enjoyed this, then show us some love by smashing the like button, hitting subscribe, and clicking the bell for notification. Because if you don't, Lil Rhaegar will find you and will lick the shit out of you. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.